Like a grand and miraculous spaceship, our planet has sailed through the universe of time. And for a brief moment, we have been among its passengers. But where are we going? And what kind of future will we discover there? Surprisingly, the answer lies with me and today's What on Earth episode of Let's Learn Stuff!
If you're stuck inside and you need some fun, she's the grande dame of getting it done. With Victoria Sautee.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Let's Learn Stuff starring me, Victoria Sautee. Let's get right down to brass tacks, shall we? Because today's show is sponsored by the letter A. That's right, the letter A, the first letter of the alphabet. She's back with a vengeance, she is. And of course, with the first letter of the alphabet comes the first word. Astonishing, our word of the day. Astonishing. Where have you heard that word before, lovey? Astonishing. Extremely surprising. Impressive. Amazing. That's right. Astonishing means something's very, very, very special. Yes, it causes a feeling of surprise and wonder. Do you know anyone who might be astonishing? Perhaps me? Yes, that's right, darling. I am astonishing. Let's use that word in a sentence, shall we? Jane made an astonishing remark. How like Jane. Or another expression. The dog was capable of doing astonishing tricks. Yes, he was. And that means he did tricks that surprise. And I know today is going to be filled with surprises. It certainly is. Now, you know, today is a very special day, but tomorrow is quite the day that we all must honor. Tomorrow is Earth Day, everyone. That's right, it's Earth Day. And what on earth is that? It's me. It's an annual event celebrated every year on April 22nd. And it's in support of environmental protection, ecology and conservation and cleaning the world and the earth, recycling our climate, our air quality, all things that we need to take care of our little planet now. That's right. But we're going to wait until tomorrow to celebrate that because, as you know, today is What on Earth Day! And it's going to be filled with all sorts of things that would make you say, what on earth is that? Or what on earth could that be? Or where on earth could that come from? And to start, I have some examples of things. Our first one is something that you'll find crawling around the earth. Here it is. Are you ready? Look at that. Look at that. It's a pink fairy armadillo. Now, it's not really a fairy. It doesn't have wings and it won't grant you any wishes. But it's only about 5 inches long, that little pink fairy. And it has a pink shell and silky white hair underneath. Now, they live underground and they eat bugs. They do. Those little 5-inch long little fairy thingies. You won't find them in your backyard, love, no. You've got to go down to Argentina to dig one of these up. Now, they live under the ground, as I said, and they're nicknamed the sand swimmer because they sort of swim under the sand. I sure hope one of these doesn't end up in my backyard, darling. I wouldn't know what to do. That's quite a... Has anyone out there ever seen one of these pink fairy armadillos before? I'm wondering. Yeah. No, I don't see any one of you commenting on a pink fairy armadillo. Let's move on. Here's something you don't see on every day. You say, what on earth is that? Here it is. It's called the red-lipped batfish. You find these under the water. Look at that. Look at that, will you? Oh my goodness. Now these are not located in the waters we swim on, darling. No, you'll find these in the Galapagos Islands. Now, these little fish, these red-lipped batfish, they're not good swimmers, and that's why, as you can see, it looks like they've got these little legs. That's right. And they walk around on the floor of the earth. And those red lips there, they're even redder than my lips, darling. Those red lips attract their food. Yes, shrimps and crabs take one look at that kisser and say, "What on earth is that? I got to see what it is closer." And once they get closer, that fish eats it all up. Oh my goodness. It's rather cute, isn't it? Don't you wish Build-A-Bear did one of those little red-lipped batfish things that you could stuff with a little heart and label? Probably not, darling, probably not. Now, our next little what on earth flies above the earth. That's right, it's in the bird family. It's rather Autobahn, if you ask me. It's called a kakapo. A kakapo. I wish they were called cockapoos, but they're called kakapos. It looks like that. Oh my goodness! Oh, it's rather frightening, isn't it, the kakapo? That's right. They're sometimes called the night parrot. Now, these birds, as you will, I'm going to have a different picture of one. They're very large. That's right. They're large, and they're fat, and they're flightless. That's right, darling. Just like the red-lipped thingy didn't swim, well, this bird doesn't fly. It walks around. You'll find them not walking around your backyard. Thank goodness you find them in New Zealand. And they're nocturnal, and they're friendly. And an interesting thing about the kakapos is they smell nice. Yes, that's right. They smell lovely. I wonder why that is. How could something with a face like that smell so good? Well, they do. And you know what's interesting also about them is if I were to approach one of them, they would freeze. Now, they wouldn't get cold. No, they would freeze like this. They wouldn't move. They wouldn't know what to do. Isn't that weird? I wouldn't know what to do either. I'm afraid I would freeze if I saw one of these in my backyard, darling. What on earth? Now, here's a plant that when you take a look at it, you'll say, "What on earth are you, lovey?" Here it is. It's called the monkey orchid. Now, you know what orchids are, don't you? Yes, you see them first thing when you walk into Trader Joe's. That's right, a big bunch of them. But here's the monkey orchid. Sometimes it's called the Dracula orchid. Do you see that there? Do you see how the middle of the flower has faces? It looks sort of like a monkey, or I suppose sort of like Dracula too. And these flowers are very fragrant. They smell like oranges. Yes, that's a pleasant smell, isn't it? You find them in Ecuador, or Peru, and oh, look at that. Hope wants a kakapo. You can't have one, darling. You'd have to move to South America. Well, anyway, meanwhile, these orchids have these long spurs. You see them? And that's why they're called Dracula, because they're sort of like long fangs. And each monkey orchid is different. They all have a different expression. Here's another one. Now you're going to say, "Oh, Victoria, that's just a picture of a monkey." No, darling, it's a flower. What on earth kind of flowers are these? Where do you dig this stuff up from, Victoria, you'll say? Now, there's a couple of other things that particularly it always bothers me when I see them, it does. And I say, "What on earth are you?" Now, the first one is this. It's crocs. Crocs! Yes, what on earth are these? They're made from a company out in Colorado, I believe, and they were invented in the year 2002, and they were invented so that people could wear them when they were on boats. That's right, for boats. They debuted at the boat show in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a lovely place, but you wouldn't want to be caught dead with one of these down there, I will tell you that. Yes. Now, it's all right, children. If you're a young person and your mum puts you in these, well, you look cute. You look cute in those big fat little feet there, don't you? And they're very comfortable for you, aren't they? Yes, you go right ahead and wear them. But if you're an adult and you're seen out in public in these, darling, well, oh, dearie, do you know what these little holes are for in the crock? That's where your dignity escapes when you wear these. That's right. That's right. And in 2010, Time magazine voted the croc as one of the worst inventions of all time. And now, I didn't vote that day. I was out of town, but I would have put that as number one. I don't like them. And that's all right. That's my taste. Yes, it is, darling. It is. Crocs. Now, very closely related to the croc, we have something else that I always say, what on earth are you? I can't believe I'm holding one in my hand, darling. Look at that. It's a flip-flop. A flip-flop! That's what I'd say. It's just a flop if you ask me. These little shoe thingies were invented in ancient Egypt, and they were made out of papyrus leaves. They were. Yes, but then someone decided back in after World War II, the soldiers brought them to our country from Japan. Yes, that's right. They're sometimes they're called thongs, or sometimes they're called jandals, sometimes they're called step-ins. I just think it's a flop right off the bat. Did you know? Now again, little ones, if you're wearing one of these right now, you go right ahead. That's what Mum put you in today. But if you're all grown up, nothing drives me crazier than to be walking down the street and see a lovely girl, very pretty, her hair all done up, makeup perfect, just like mine is now, and you look down at her feet and she's got one of these on. Well, sometimes two of them. Or a handsome gentleman, he's wearing a lovely starched shirt and a jacket and a pair of snappy jeans, and on his feet he's got flip-flops. What on earth were you thinking, darling? I just don't know. Now, what do we have here? Erin says, Crocs are the best gardening shoe, but not a fashion statement. Well, a right lady you are, Erin. Thank you for agreeing with me. Now, I have something else that I know nothing about. And I always think, what on earth is it? It's something called Tai Chi. That's right, it's called Tai Chi. And I'm going to call on my friend Shirley to see if she can tell us about Tai Chi. Shirley, are you there?
I am. Oh, what's happening with the camera?
I don't see you, Shirley.
Ah, what happened to the camera?
I'm not sure, Shirley. Shirley, where are you? Oh, Shirley's gone away. Well, maybe she's going to come back a moment, because Shirley is at the Iping Tai Chi Center in Orange, Connecticut, where they do Tai Chi, I suppose. I wonder what it is. I really do. Is it a sport? Is it something that we do competitively? Do we meditate? Is it yoga? Is it I don't know. Is it martial arts? I don't know what Tai Chi is. And if Shirley doesn't come back, we may never find out. Does anybody? Oh wait. Well, Barbara has a comment. Oh no, swimmers need flip-flops, and I'm wearing a pair right now. Well, Barbara, we'll love you, darling, but you shouldn't admit to that in public. No, you should take them off and put on a sensible shoe. You should, darling. And when you're swimming, you shouldn't wear any shoes, I must say. That's right. It'd be hard to keep those things on while you're swimming. Now, Violet thinks Tai Chi is a type of cheese. But it could be. Until we get Shirley back, I hope we might not know what Tai Chi is. It might be something we spread on a cracker for all we know, and that might be a good idea to spread some on a cracker. Yes. And John says, are you swimming now? Well, I don't know. Maybe Barbara was, John. I'm not swimming, but I think the show's going rather swimmingly, don't you? I think it is. Yes, it is. Oh, here we have Erin's back. Crocs are great for kayaking. Well, you have a point there, Erin, because no one can see what your feet are doing when you're jammed in one of those kayaks. Isn't that right? That's right, darling. That's right. Well, while we wait for Shirley, let's get crafty. Wait, there she is. I see Shirley. There she is. There she is, darling. There's Shirley.
Oh, sorry, my camera wasn't working there.
It's all right. Sometimes things don't work, but I'm glad they do now. So, Shirley,
I'm
are you
happy to be on this show, Victoria?
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Can you tell us a little bit about the Aping Tai Chi Center?
Yes, absolutely. So we have been teaching Tai Chi in the Milford and Orange community since 1996. And we teach this ancient Chinese martial art of Tai Chi that has wonderful wellness benefits. So that is what we have been doing for over almost 25 years now. And as you know, we aren't able to teach in person, but we moved our entire school online. So I can give you a little peek of where I Think Tai Chi Center is now. This is in my home. I'm actually using my kids' playroom. It's a beautiful big space that they have given up for me to be able to teach classes. But what makes our online classes really special is we do a lot of pre-recorded video in the studio that I play, and I cut between the pre-recorded video and live instructions, so that we're trying to bring our school to everybody.
Well, that's wonderful. It's the perfect time to do that, isn't it, Shirley?
Yeah, so
Can you tell me
it is a way for you to learn how to relax and de-stress. So we want to bring that to as many people as we can.
Yes. Could you show me how to relax and de-stress right now?
You know what? Your word for the day is astonishing, and I'm going to show you something astonishing that even if you aren't doing it and just watch someone do it, you can de-stress. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration. Okay.
Yes. Oh, Shirley, that was wonderful.
So
Relaxing. We had some lovely comments while you were doing it, and everyone said it was beautiful and relaxing to look at.
oh yeah, so imagine how you would feel if you were the one doing it. So if you feel relaxed just watching it, imagine if you're the one that's actually doing it, how relaxed that you can be. So I would love to invite you to come and try classes with me. It is free because we launched a free live streaming channel. It's twitch.tv/iPaintTaiChi, and we can put it in the comments for the stream so everybody can come, and it's totally free, and you can come and try it out. And this Saturday at 10 a.m., I'm going to stream a celebration, a virtual World Tai Chi and Qigong Day celebration. This was an event that was supposed to happen on the Milford Green as part of the Milford Earth Day celebration. And since we can't do that, I'm going to celebrate it virtually, and we're going to show lots of Tai Chi demonstrations and have a little party online. So I invite everybody to come and join us.
Yes, I hope all of our audiences do. I think they could all use some astonishing, relaxing techniques from you. Well, it was just wonderful to have you here today.
Oh, so much fun. Thank you, Victoria. And I learned so much. I didn't know about those crazy plants and flowers.
There's so much to learn, isn't there, Shirley? And now my audience has learned a little bit about Tai Chi in your school. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Well, wasn't that amazing? Yes. No, I just love learning new things. And now we're going to learn how to get crafty for Earth Day. What on Earth Day? Now, usually we reach into Mummy's cupboard, but instead of reaching in the cupboard today, I have a little craft project where we're going to reach into Mummy's garbage. That's right. What I need you to do is find one of these that comes out of the center of Mummy's, what is it? Rolls of paper towels, yes. And then you're going to need some elastic bands, 2 or 3 of them will do. And then we have some tape and an empty box of crackers. Look, Mummy likes to eat sociables. She's very social. Mummy eats these when she's having one of her adult juices, she does. So what I've gone and done is I cut a hole out of the middle. And what I'm going to make with all this, I'm going to make a guitar out of garbage. That's right. Because what on earth kind of day is it anyway? It's what on Earth Day, darling. So I'm going to take a piece of tape. It's a nice big piece of tape. And I'm going to put it right here on my tube. And then I'm going to tape the tube on the inside of my sociable box. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Do you see that? Yes, it's just lovely. I need another piece of tape because I like to use tape. I do. All over my fingers. Tape. All right, here we go. So we got that taped right inside there. We do. I think we do. Look at that. Do you see where I'm going with this? I don't know. And now I'm going to take my my rubber bands. And I made a little slit on the top there, and I'm weaving the rubber band through the little teeny notches that I've made. And then I bring this all the way down onto the bottom of my cracker box. I've got another one. And I weave that through the next set of cracks. And do you see what I have here, darling? Once I put all my rubber bands there, I've got myself a little banjo. That's right, the things you can make with Mummy's junk. It's just amazing, it is. Well, I hope you go and rummage through her junk box on What on Earth Day and make something lovely. And then once you do, darling, why don't you do me a favor and take a picture of it and send it to me so that I can show everybody. That's right. Now, I have to have a little drink there. Oh, you know, I really couldn't get into Tai Chi, but I can really get into this chai tea. Oh, darling. Now, I have something very special. I have something very special coming up. I have a special guest. Now, do you see, someone here asked if Dick and Jane would be on today. And I can't find their little comment. But no, unfortunately, Dick and Jane will not be here today. But I do have a special guest. Yes, all the way from Storybook Land, I have a special, very special guest. I'd like to bring him on direct from the book Fun with Dick and Jane. Let's have a nice round of applause for my friend Dick. Hello, Dick.
Hello, said Dick. Hello, hello.
Well, hello to you too, Dick. You look lovely there. Thanks for coming on our show today.
You're welcome, said Dick. Dick said, you're welcome.
Yeah, I have a question now, Dick. And I noticed this in your stories too, that you always say things twice. You like to repeat things like run, Dick, run, or jump, Dick, jump, things like that. What's that all about, Dick?
Dick laughed. Laugh, Dick, laugh. I don't say everything twice. I don't say everything twice, said
You
Dick.
did just there. You did it just then. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying things twice. There's nothing wrong with saying things twice. It's just a bit redundant, that's right. Well, anyway, tell me, Dick, what's it like being a famous character from a storybook like you?
I love it, said Dick.
Wait right there! I'm the famous one! I'm the famous one, said Jane!
Look at Jane.
No.
Look, Jane, look.
But Jane, what are you doing here? No, this is supposed to be an interview with Dick.
Out of of the way, said Jane. Leave, Dick, leave.
How dare you tell Dick what to do?
Go, Dick, go. I'm Jane, and everything is about me. Me.
You know something? I don't like Jane very much.
You'll see, Victoria, said Jane. I'll take over your show. Let's Learn Stuff will be mine. Mine, all mine.
Oh yeah? You think so, don't you, Jane? Well, take that! How dare she come on my show? It's supposed to be an interview. It's supposed to be an interview with Dick, and she took it over. We best be on the lookout for her. She's a one, she is. Now, I just got this sent in. I got a lot of things sent in to me. Here's one. This comes from a lovely family. Can you see them there? They're all wearing their Victoria Sautee t-shirts. That's right. It's lovely, isn't it? Now, I hope you all go and get your Victoria Sautee t-shirts at tpublic.com and just search Victoria Sautee and they'll come up. Now, I've also gotten some letters from fans in the past few days, and I just wanted to answer these. I got the first letter here. Dear Victoria, how do you decide what each show will be about? Well, it's a process, you see. I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not that sure. I think we find the topic for our show, it just sort of pops out at me. That's right, darling. Thank you, Frank, for sending in that question. Have another one. Dear Miss Victoria, how did you get your start? Well, that's from Helen. What was your first job? Well, you know, I had a job in an orange juice factory. That's right. That was what my first job was. But I got canned. I couldn't concentrate. Thank you for the question. Oh, here's one. Dear Victoria Sautee, are you rich? And it's signed N. Well, you know something, N? I started out with nothing, and I still have most of it. Lucky for me, I do have some of it. And that's our little show for today, friends. I want to leave you with a thought. Be astonishing. Do something astonishing. Start by washing your hands. Be nice to everyone. Be kind to each other. Obey your mom and dad. Do good things. That's right. And I look forward to seeing you again for another show on Thursday. Goodbye for now, lovies.
If you're stuck inside and you need some fun, she's the grande dame of getting it done.
Let's learn stuff.
With Victoria Sautee.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. How do you turn this thing off?